welcome to Tracy Momi Reads. Today I am going to be talking about a book that I read, and it's comparing it to its television adaptation. There are so many books to movie selections on Netflix currently. It just blows my mind. I was scrolling through one day, and I just was noticing a lot of the titles. I was like, isn't that a book? I think that's based on a book. That's from a book. It seems like that is like the trend here lately. Hello, I have some books if y'all want to make some movies out there in Hollywood. But seriously, I am kind of serious. But they're just, it's really strange because if you ask the average reader who, if you really loved a book, right? If you really enjoyed it, the average reader will tell you that the book was better than the movie, or that they don't think that that a movie could be made from that particular book. And I know I started off on my channel like reading a lot of books that actually seem like they could be adapted very well to television and to movies. And some of those earlier videos, I was even doing some dream casting. But yeah, sometimes though, the movie is a big letdown. And I think it's because the author has an opportunity in the book to build a lot more than maybe a movie budget would allow for, and it also leaves a lot to the reader's imagination. If you say that a character, has dark skin and green eyes or something, all of us are going to picture something different in our heads. So if they cast an actress or, an actor or somebody to play that role and it doesn't kind of line up with what you had in your mind, then out the gate, you're just like, this movie is going to suck because no, she's not the right person or he's not the right person. But every now and again, a few movies come that do the book justice, and dare I say, in some cases, maybe are better than the book. I know I felt that way about, I know it's kind of cheesy or whatever, but I think the Notebook, Nicholas Sparks, I think they did an excellent job with adapting that to film. That was really good, and it kind of kept a lot of the feels and emotions, that were evoked from the actual book. I think they did a really good job with the Bridges of Madison County, and it could just be that they had Meryl Streep. Maybe that's the key when you're doing a book to movie or TV adaptation. You got to give Meryl Streep if you want it to be a hit. But there's a lot of stuff that I've watched that I didn't read the book, or vice versa. I read the book and I didn't watch the show. Like Queen Sugar, for example. I know that's a really popular show that a lot of people watch, and I just cannot bring myself to watch it because there are just so many drastic changes from the book. I mean, in the book, she had a daughter. In the TV show, it's a son, and the play on the title had a lot to do with her daughter. So, and then in the book, spoiler alert, Ralph Angel did not survive, and he's like 3 seasons deep in this TV series. So, I guess it just depends. And then, of course, don't get me started on the Twilight series. I mean, I enjoyed the books, at the time that they came out, and it's a lot of debate about whether they were, well written or not. But I think that Stephenie Meyer did a great job in like the background stories that we got for how these people became vampires. And it was a different twist with them drinking animal blood instead of human blood and that whole thing. The movies, I mean, they were campy as hell, but some of them, like, I guess some of the scenes that got translated to the screen were okay. But I don't know if it's because every single movie in the Twilight, series, the movies, that they had different directors. So it seems like every movie there was a different feel. Like you couldn't really get a handle on, the tone because it kept changing. So anyway, what I want to talk about today, a few years ago, I read this book called The Last Letter from Your Lover. The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. And I guess I'm pronouncing her name right. I've read like 3 or 4 of her books. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. Jojo Moyes, The Last Letter from Your Lover. So I really enjoyed this book. Never even crossed my mind that, oh, this is going to be a TV show or a movie, or they should make this into a movie. It was just a book that I enjoyed, and I kind of, as I've enjoyed most of her books, and I just kind of moved on to the next thing. So a couple of months ago, a few months ago, I don't know, I know it just came out like maybe summerish, when I saw the title on Netflix, I was like, why does that sound so familiar? And then when I realized that it was actually a show or a movie based on the book, I was kind of like, oh my God. Especially when I saw the casting, I was kind of like, I need to go back and look at that book, because I don't know that I would have cast those people, right? So I kind of hedged and, hem and hawed, because I'd also seen on there The Woman in the Window, which looks totally like bonkers. I don't know if that's any good, but I really love that book, and I still haven't watched that movie because it looks like it's too much. But I did last weekend go ahead and watch The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. Y'all, that movie is so good. They really, really did a good job with that movie. And it's really like, when you think about less being more, I feel like that's what that movie did, because the book is what, like, this is like an excerpt back there. It's like over 380 pages, right? So, and the font in here is kind of small, 6x9 paperback. So it's pretty, in depth. It's this woman ends up losing her memory after a car crash, and she finds this letter that she can't really make sense of, and then she starts slowly getting her memory back. And with these letters, she's starting to realize, because she's married, right? She was cheating on her husband with another man who, based on these letters, it's like he was the love of her life. And she starts to kind of put things together, and realizes what happened and how she ended up in that accident, which I won't spoil it for anybody, but she ended up in an accident that was connected to this guy that she was seeing. And it's always interesting to me, especially in writing. And I haven't been guilty of doing this as a writer, but I have been guilty as a reader of sometimes when these relationships appear in books, maybe rooting for these couples that technically are like cheating, like you're married to somebody, but you have this other person. Just like in the Bridges of Madison County. But I think it's because most of the time it's like the character, usually the woman, she's portrayed as long-suffering, with a husband that ignores her or cheats on her or abuses her or is just not there for her emotionally. And so when you see the character come alive with this other person, it's kind of like, yeah, you deserve it. But it would be nice if they could like end the situation that they're already in, because in real life, if somebody did that, oh my God, she's an adulterer, she's this, she's that, it would be real nasty and real messy. But it's always a bit romanticized in books, and The Last Letter from Your Lover is no exception. But yeah, the movie, though, they did a really good job. The casting actually was really good, with Shailene Woodley starring as the younger version of Jennifer Sterling. In the book, it takes place in the 1960s and goes through present day, because there's this reporter who actually found one of the letters that Anthony O'Hare, I think, as Jennifer called him Boots, but that was like Anthony O'Hare and Jennifer Sterling were the two that were having the affair, right? And so when you go to present day, this reporter, like this journalist, she finds one of the letters, and through her reading the letters, you kind of are transported back as flashbacks to like what was really going on back then through those letters. And that's how it played out in the book, and they really did a good job of doing that on the screen as well. The movie itself, I'm trying to see if they have a runtime on here. It is not very long. I mean, there it is, an hour and 50 minutes. So they were able to, because the reporter, there's this guy helping her kind of look for more letters, and they're trying to see, they're really invested. They're trying to see maybe what happened to this couple and everything. He's helping her, so there's kind of like something happening between them as they go back and piece together what was going on with Jennifer and Anthony O'Hare. And the actors that they got to play Anthony, aka Boots, and Jennifer Sterling, they were spot on. It was really good casting. At the end, I didn't even remember the ending. I thought the book ended another way, because like I said, I read this a few years ago. But at the end of the movie, I actually like got a little teary eyed. I was like, oh, okay. And because spoiler, it was a happily ever after type situation, but it was so much emotion that was evoked in that scene, between the actors and the music that was playing. It was just very, very well done. Definitely put The Last Letter to Your Lover on your list to watch on Netflix, read as a book. Either one, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And like I said, it's very rare that you can say that about a book and a TV show or film, lining up together. Usually the book wins hands down. But in this case, they got it right. They actually got it right. So yeah, The Last Letter from Your Lover. Check out the book and then watch the Netflix show. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you have read the book or seen the movie, or if you've seen the movie and read the book. What did you think about how it was adapted? Do you agree with some of the points that I made, or do you think that the book was better, or do you think the TV movie was better? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again to everyone that is subscribing to my channel. And if you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing with your life right now? Click that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys. I'll be back next week with another book review. Have a great weekend.